Yo, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. We're back this morning with the latest Manchester United news, transfer news mainly, and just to dissect the day's latest. How's it going, everybody? Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us for the live show. Do us a favour at the start of this live stream. If you're just getting in here, and smash that like button on it. Give us a share around if you can. The live chat is got this thing pinned to the top there, guys. Please click the link there and give us a share around on Twitter if you want to do that. Nice one. Also, get yourself involved throughout the show. We're going to be getting in and out the live chat, seeing what you legends have got to say. Big up Paul Warburton, Jason Jackson, Kingslayer, Colin Ralph, Blue Boy, Kieran, yes, Melissa, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for getting in here, you legends. Right, okay, so big news this morning, guys, coming out. Manchester United are trying to do some bits in this transfer window, and we are in the process of trying to sign Mazraoui. That is the latest goings on. I'm sure you've heard, but we're on here to discuss the breaking news that personal terms have been agreed between player and club. So looks like obviously there is a big strong interest for Man United to bring this guy in. There's a potential for our current right back, or one of our current right backs, Wan Bissaka, to be going out soon. There's discussions, negotiations going on there apparently with West Ham. So, you know, this looks like we're doing a little bit of chopping and changing going on. It's interesting. We'll get into it. We'll get into my thoughts on it in a moment, but let me just cover the latest. So Fabrizio Romano a couple of hours ago reports that Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Mazraoui days ago. He wants to move, and he has the same agent as De Ligt. No issues on the agreement with Bayern, but deal still depends on Man United to find a solution for Wan Bissaka. So obviously no issues from days ago in regards to personal terms, but just obviously still the situation has to take place there with Man United and Bayern Munich to get an agreement in place. But also, look, I'm just going to say it how I feel now, actually. I'm just going to be honest, guys, and a lot of you are going to disagree with me, I know, because I can see in the live chat that I have got a poll running, by the way. We've had 43 votes so far. Who would you rather? Do have a vote on that poll if you're watching. Mazraoui, 70% of the vote. Who would you rather, Mazraoui or Wan Bissaka? 70% of the live chat say Mazraoui. Well, you know what I say? I say no. I say I would rather Wan Bissaka. Are we forgetting how much of a fucking spider Aaron is? Are we forgetting how defensively beastly this guy is? Are we forgetting how quality he is in the tackle? How good he is in the one-on-one defending? This guy's an absolute phenom. I don't understand why we're not absolutely happy with Wan Bissaka at the football club. So, okay, look, Mazraoui, he's got options. He can also play different positions. He could play left back for you. You know, he could play some different positions. So what? Okay, he's a good player. I do agree. He is a good player. But is he better defensively than Wan Bissaka? Answer me that question in the live chat, guys. Is he better defensively than Wan Bissaka? Yes or no? I don't really need you to answer me. It was a rhetorical question. The answer is no. He's not as good defensively as Wan Bissaka. Now, I know that's not the whole package in regards to a modern day fullback at all. No, you need your players to obviously be good going forward. You need your players to be able to create, score even from those wide fullback positions these days. You absolutely do. I mean, did you see that lovely bit of overlap Wan Bissaka did in the game the other day, and he's got that quality ball into Højlund? Should have been 2-0 against the Arsenal Scummers. You know, like, he's not like he can't play a ball in. He's not as good in the world as some of these quality, you know, good world-class attacking fullbacks, I admit, but he's decent. But in regards to the defensive aspect, he's absolutely world-class. And so my argument is, we've already got Diogo Dalot over on that side, who is a very good player going forward, who can get you a goal, who can score, who can create. And then you've also got Wan Bissaka. Isn't that the perfect sort of combination of fullbacks to have? Somebody who is not as good defensively, that's Dalot, but is a much better player going forward and just in general, that's Dalot. Or then you've got your other player there to play in that position, Wan Bissaka, who's, okay, not as great going forward, but he's a defensive phenom. Listen, there's certain games where you need a defensive phenom as opposed to somebody who's good at defending but is better going forward. You need some games where you've got to, I don't know, pocket a Foden or a Grealish or whatever if you're playing the City scum. Or, you know, a Martinelli or whatever. You've got to do bits over on that side defensively throughout a game when you're going to be under the cosh for a significant period of time, right? And so therefore you need different strokes for different folks. You need a different type of defender to come in. You need somebody with 8 limbs to come in, i.e. the Spider, to come and just defensively boss the game and pocket their potential world-class wingers. So look, I actually think this is a wrong move from Manchester United if we're talking about signing Mazraoui to let Wan Bissaka go. You know, if that's what's going on, I think it's a wrong decision by the football club. Personally, that's just my personal opinion, because I think Wan Bissaka is a defensively strong beast. And I think it would be a foolish move to let him go, considering he's in his middle 20s. He's literally should be coming to his prime now. We've developed him. He's a United player. He's homegrown. We spent 50 million smackaroonies on the guy a while ago, and we're talking about letting him go for chump change as well. So I just think we should try and keep the guy. Look, I'm not against signing Mazraoui as well to give us other options in other areas. You know, we definitely have got a lot of fullback issues. We've definitely got a lot of left-back issues. You know, I'm not against it. But I'd just rather personally have Wan Bissaka stay at the football club. That's my honest opinion. So, yeah, okay. I just look at what we're doing this summer, and I have to say we're doing well. We're going about it in a good way. We're trying to sign the right players. We're trying to sign players. For a start, that's a good thing. We're trying to get them in early and get business done early. I like what Ineos are doing, but I would also like it a bit better if we perhaps just focused on some of the positions in the side first, where we have got more glaring issues. I don't really see the spot of right back being the big issue. The only, I guess, serious reason to let Wan Bissaka go would be he wants to go. And there are reports that obviously he isn't exactly 100% happy with the lack of game time at Man United. We looked at his stats the other day, and something like 29 games or something he played in all competitions for Man United last season. If you look at Dalot's record, it was closer to about 50 games. So obviously Dalot was Ten Hag's first choice right back, no doubt. And we had a lot of injury issues last season, which is perhaps some of the reason why Wan Bissaka did play even 29 games, because obviously without those injuries we'd be having players playing on the left and Wan Bissaka wouldn't be playing. It'd probably be Dalot ahead on the right, and obviously we had Dalot play left back quite a lot last season, and even Wan Bissaka played there a couple of games. So yeah, perhaps without all the injuries Wan Bissaka just wouldn't be getting the game time. So I can understand it from the club's point of view if Wan Bissaka has requested to leave the football club, but if I was Ten Hag, if I was United, I'd be trying to convince the guy to stay, to be a slightly smaller part of something bigger, and just be a good squad player for us and come in and still play a lot of games. It's not like he's not going to play any games. He's still going to play a lot of games, but he's just a different type of player when you are up against really top teams, when you need a quality one-on-one defender who's just going to pocket a potential world-class left winger. I would feel so much more confident going into some of those bigger games against really classy, dangerous left wingers with Wan Bissaka on the right back spot. I just would, compared to Dalot or even Mazraoui. So I think Mazraoui is obviously a good player, and I'm not opposed to it. Oh, Dutch friends, Moroccan friends. It's like, hang on, Erik Ten Hag just has to get players from, I don't know. It's just fair play. It's another classic Erik Ten Hag player. If that's who he wants, fair play. But we don't even know if Erik Ten Hag's the daddy at the moment. Based on last season, he did win us a trophy, but it was a shite style of play from the football club. We had a shite season, so it's like he might not even be here in a year's time. Who really knows? I hope he is. I hope he does bits this season. But who knows? And so we're just letting him shape the side in the image of Erik Ten Hag, which is basically going to lead us to being Conehead FC. You know what I mean? If we're doing the image of Ten Hag, Conehead FC incoming. So I don't know what's going on, but look, I'm happy about us doing business. I just want to be clear. I'm not trying to be negative for the sake of it. That's genuinely how I feel. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think Wan Bissaka's a strong defensive beast, and I will miss him if he leaves the club. So let's ask the live chat though, guys. Keep or sell Wan Bissaka? Never mind Mazraoui for a minute. Let's just pretend that we're working on that and it's done, and whatever. Let's just talk about Wan Bissaka. Keep or sell Wan Bissaka? What's your thoughts and opinions on it? Let us know in the live chat. But for me, I would 100% keep him. Let's see what you guys are saying. Kingslayer says sell. Ryan says sell. Hi there, Jamie. What's going on, lad? Woody says keep. Keith says sell. Disco says sell. Iceman says keep. Mace says keep. Sell, 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 sell without a doubt. Keep says Phil Berry. Keep says Susan. Right, okay, it's pretty split in the live chat there, but I do think the majority of people here do think that it's probably worth selling the guy. Yeah, not too bad, Jamie. Thanks for asking, mate. Berber says I'd keep him. How you doing there, Don Berber? I'd keep him, but he needs better coaching. His position and constantly playing attackers on side costs us. No, certainly. He can definitely improve, definitely get better at certain things. But overall, as a squad player, like you say, you know, definitely a good player. Definitely decent. Definitely a good player. Especially defensively, he's a beast. Adamola reckons sell. Sell, says the Ulster. Keep, says Mace. Yeah, sell, sell. Time for new bodies. Sell, sell, sell. Interesting. You say time for new bodies there, right side. This is my point with Wan Bissaka, okay? This is my point with the Spider. So I'm all for getting new bodies in and getting out with the old shit, in with the new. I'm all about that life. I really am, especially at Manchester United. I really am. We need a big change. However, I just don't really see him being a problem. He's not a problem at the football club, Wan Bissaka. He's a good defensive option. He's not a problem. He's not a player that's let us down. He's not a player that shat the bed consistently for seasons like a Maguire or a Martial or one of these melts. He's actually a consistent performer. That's the issue I've got with this whole situation of just wanting somebody else to come in who's an unproven person in terms of Manchester United and getting rid of a solid, consistent player. When Wan Bissaka first came in, obviously Ollie was at the football club. He was brilliant for us, and he's basically been consistently solid ever since then, really. I never look at a game of football. He might not play the best, right? But I never look at a game of football and go, Wan Bissaka's really let us down there. Wan Bissaka's really not given it his all there. That's bollocks. He's one of the most committed players. He always is working his socks off for the team, and that's what I like. I just like his mentality. I like his unassumedness. I like how he just quietly goes about it, and I like how he's consistently a performer. He might not be world class. He's certainly not world class. Defensively, he is, but I just like the guy. He's a good player for Manchester United, a good squad player. Don't understand why we need to get rid of him to get new bodies in. I would rather us go and get rid of some of the other shite at the football club. I'm looking at you, Slabo Maguire. I'm looking at you, Victor Dwindloff. You know, even Marcus Rashford's been unbelievably inconsistent. Certainly way more inconsistent than somebody like Wan Bissaka, who's more or less consistent for us. Thank you, Chris O'Hagan. He 200% agrees. Thank you there, Chris O'Hagan. Yeah. Hey, Chrissy J, what's going on there? We need a right back that can defend the back post. Okay, fair enough. Well, certainly Wan Bissaka's, like we were talking about with Berber there a minute ago, the positioning is an issue sometimes. I've noticed with Wan Bissaka that he gets squeezed inside. That sounded a little bit wrong, didn't it? But he basically he's not the best at keeping to his position. You often see him going too far inside and leaving too much space on the right back spot. But he is the best one-on-one defender going that I've seen in recent times. So he can make up for it in a lot of ways. If he just was to be coached better, if he just was to understand positioning a little bit better, I think he could be absolutely world-class. Malps agrees as well. Thank you, Malps, for getting in there, raw lad, and agrees. Exactly, Berber. He's pocketed players like Salah, Messi, Sterling when he was good for City, and pace merchants like Zaha and St. Maxi, all in Wan Bissaka's pocket. Spot on, well said. And in certain games, you need certain players to come in and do a job. Did Alex Ferguson use Park Ji-sung every single game? No, he didn't. He did play regularly, but he didn't play every single game. He would often drop him in there in a big game to just absolutely harry and harass the midfield opposition in big games when you needed proper energy and just an absolute little fucking terrier, and this is what Wan Bissaka's for as well, for when we need a defensive right-back to come in and play against a world-class winger who he can potentially pocket because he is a great one-on-one defender. Yeah, fair enough. Ryan says Wan Bissaka's not a top 4 right-back, needs more than just a great tackler. Okay, Ryan, but you say that, but I'm not proposing him to even be the first choice right-back. If you look at the last season, okay, this is another point, right? You need depth. You need quality in depth. Now, if you look at the last season, Dalot was obviously a better player for us than Wan Bissaka marginally. In my opinion, he was good. He obviously got better stats in terms of assists, things like that, and also we played a lot more games. So Dalot is ahead of Wan Bissaka anyway, in my opinion. It wouldn't have been the case a couple of years ago, but based on the last 12 months, Dalot's really come along, and he's done really well, and he deserves to be slightly ahead of Wan Bissaka in the pecking order. But Wan Bissaka should still be there as an option, and as I said, Wan Bissaka's a different type of right-back. to Dalot, which basically means that, you can pop him in certain games when you need a different look right back, when you need somebody to defend up against a really top quality tricky winger or something like that. And if you're not going to be the team on the ascendancy and control of the game, if you need somebody to come in and play a defensive job for you, then Wan Bissaka's better. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying we should have options, we should have quality in depth. Wan Bissaka's a very good player. Mazraoui's also a good player as well. But is he defensively as good? No, he's not. Just look at the one-on-one defending stats. In terms of defensively, Wan Bissaka's a daddy. Yeah, exactly, Love Rain. Aaron Wan Bissaka's the best 1v1 defender, and Mazraoui is not. Well said there, Love Rain. Completely agree with you. He's a defensive beast. He's not the best in any other department, I guess. But in defending, he is. And Mazraoui is not. Couldn't agree more. So what we're doing is we're going out there, we're replacing somebody who's been a consistent performer for us, who doesn't really need to be replaced, who doesn't need to go, and who also gives us a different option at that right-back spot. And we're potentially going to replace him with somebody else who's more in the Dalot sort of a mould or whatever, who's not as good. I agree with you, Malps. Well said. The issue is left-back. Left-back's the issue. Sign a bloody left-back. Completely agree with you, Malps. Smash a 1 if you agree with Malps. Never mind this Wan Bissaka leaving. Never mind this Mazraoui coming in. Okay, Mazraoui can play left-back, but he's more a right-back. Sign a bloody left-back. Smash a 1 in the chat if you agree. Berber says if his concentration could improve, he would be one of the best right-backs in Europe. Only my opinion, but it would be a shame to lose that. I completely agree with you, lad. I completely agree with you 100%. I think we're totally talking about a very good quality defender here who could easily do a job for us in the squad. Just look at City, for instance. If you look at City's strength in depth, they've got quality players in all areas. I understand Wan Bissaka may be a little bit frustrated about not playing regularly, but he's still playing he is still playing regularly. He's just not playing every single game. But in regards to having depth and quality, these are the players you've got to keep hold of. Lots of ones coming in the live chat. Yes, they agree. We've got to get cheeky left back coming in there. Well said. I agree with you guys. Okay, so let's just get into the other reports here coming out. So from Germany here, Florian Plettenberg reporting here that Nusa Mazraoui and Manchester United were always keen to find an agreement since the deal with West Ham fell through. Personal terms were never an issue. Mazraoui wants to join Man United with immediate effect, as exclusively revealed. Man United and West Ham are now trying to find an agreement about a transfer of Aaron Wan Bissaka. Talks between West Ham United and Wan Bissaka have taken place in the last 72 hours. So this is via Florian Plettenberg. And, sounds about right. I mean, I don't really understand why we are trying to get rid of Wan Bissaka, but West Ham as well? Are we serious? We're going to let him go to a Premier League side? That's a bad move, that as well. I'm sorry, I just don't like this. I don't like this deal, guys. I've got to be honest, I like every other bit of business so far that United have done this summer. I have to say Ineos have done well. I don't like this bit of business from us. I don't like us just allowing him to go, probably on the cheap, to a Premier League side, a decent Premier League side as well. He's going to do bits for them. He'll probably do bits for them. Don't understand why we would do that. He could cost us a few points. Who knows? I don't like it, guys. We should be looking to keep this guy. We should be looking to improve in other areas of the squad, really. We certainly need to get that midfield addressed. We've got to still sign another centre-back as well. Perhaps that does hinge on us doing a bit of business on the outgoing there in regards to the other defenders we currently got. But certainly we need to get another centre-back in, not just Lenny Yoro. Bloody injured. Players bloody injured as well. We've got injury issues all the time at this football club. I thought it was just last season, but we started in the pre-season already. Arsenal game, 2 injuries. Shite stuff. Hoyland picked up an injury. Lenny Yoro's picked up an injury. It's just absolute shite stuff. So we need to try and get a little bit of quality and depth there in the centre-back area as well. There's obviously areas we need to improve. I wouldn't even turn down a right winger, to be honest with you guys. If we could, I'd rather that than a right back right now. If we could just keep Wan Bissaka and Dalot and go and get a right winger, I'd be happy. Because the right winger spot, although good options exist there, no fantastic options exist there. Anthony Dos Santos, guy's an absolute fidget spinner of a melt. What about the other options? Yeah, Ahmad Diallo, to be fair to him, looks absolutely the tits at the moment. In pre-season, he's been doing really well. And last season, towards the tail end of last season, he was really good. So he's number 1 choice for me, right winger at the moment. But I wouldn't be opposed to us potentially, selling a player there in that area and signing another one. Yeah, I think it is going to depend a little bit on who we do get rid of. So, for instance, here's another report here from Sky Sports News from an hour ago, which just reports that talks are advancing with Bayern Munich over Nusa Mazraoui. Victor Lindelof's departure is key to the Matthijs de Ligt move. So it does seem like, obviously, it's dependent on who we can get rid of in certain positions as to who we can sign. Get rid of Aaron Wan Bissaka, sign Mazraoui. Get rid of Lindelof, sign de Ligt. Maybe that is the situation here at the moment. But look, let's talk about that for a second, actually. So obviously, we're still working on Matthijs de Ligt as well. That is obviously a go. He's obviously very interested to join the football club. Personal terms agreed, not an issue there. Wants to come and play for Manchester United in Ten Hag. But it's obviously they are holding out for closer to like 50 million euros with some add-ons in terms of a transfer fee. Man United still negotiating with them. Hopefully can reach an agreement soon. That's the situation. But there are discussions, obviously talks about us selling a centre-back in order to be able to go out there and bring in Matthijs de Ligt, which I think is true, really, because we've signed Lenny Yoro. We've got Johnny Evans signed up for another year as a backup. We've got, obviously, Maguire, Lindelof, Martinez. One of those players might have to go if we're going to sign a big money player like Matthijs de Ligt. Otherwise, they're just not going to play regularly. Lindelof, Maguire, these guys. Maguire's not going anywhere. He's committed his future to the football club the other day. Nobody wanted him to, but he came out and was talking, obviously, to Sky, and he said, I'm part of the future at Manchester United. But what he actually meant to say was, I'm part of the freaking furniture at Manchester United, and I'm a bloody footstool of a slab of a man. That's what he should have said, but no, he's not going anywhere. So Victor Lindelof might be the guy to go, possibly from the centre-backs. Maybe we won't get rid of anybody in the centre-back area and we'll just have actual depth. If you actually think about the 5 players we've got there, and in the injuries we had last season, it wouldn't really be a bad idea just to keep everyone in that area and sign de Ligt as well. But I don't think that's going to happen. We probably do have to get rid of somebody. So Lindelof, see you later on, son. Although, let's ask the chat, guys, would you keep or sell Victor Lindelof? So if you're talking about consistent performers, I was talking about Wan Bissaka being a consistent performer. Got to be honest, I don't really think Lindelof's quite as consistent, but he's certainly not a bad player. He's not been a bad player for us. He's been reasonably consistent, but not quite as consistent as the Spider. And we've seen enough kind of from Victor Lindelof. He is good. He can play out from the back. He's decent. You know, he's a good player. But he's not fantastic physically. He's not fantastic in the air. He's not fantastic in the tackle even. So I just think he's a good player, but not a great player. Yeah, lots of people in the live chat. G-Wolf, how's it going, lad? Says sell, 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 sell. Yes, sell everyone is saying here. And I don't blame you, to be honest, because he's pretty average. He is a good player. The funny thing is, right, this is going to sound ridiculous. The funny thing is, Lindelof's the kind of player... I do think he's a top club player, right? I do think he's a top club player, but he's just a top club rotation player. You know, like, I think that there would be some other big clubs interested in Victor Lindelof if we were to sort of float him on the transfer market. But they wouldn't be interested for him to be their starter, though. But I think he's the sort of player that could play a smaller part in a massive club and win trophies, you know? Kind of like a Thomas Vermaelen type melt. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, just enough, you know, honestly, who knows what's going to happen there? Victor Lindelof, Maguire, these guys, they're all on a bit of a cushy number at Man United with their situation. They're now not even really first-team regulars. They're going to be playing sporadically. There's not as much pressure on them, anywhere near as pressure because of that on their shoulders now, so they can start kind of just enjoy their football, just play whatever, and get paid shitloads of money to do so, and then just leave at the end of their contracts and get big fat paychecks from the next club that they mug off. So I just don't really see like us being able to get rid of these players. Unfortunately, you know, Ineos, as much as they're trying to do bits and ring around some changes at the football club, like there's still going to be some lingering stench from the previous regime, such as wage structures, contracts that the previous regime signed players up to, etc. So they can only do so much because there's a lot of player power and they're going to decide ultimately their future. Yeah, so there we go. Anyway, right, okay, well, I'm going to get into the live chat here raw for a minute here, see what you guys have said about this whole Mazraoui, Wan Bissaka situation, whatever. Let's get into the live chat for a bit, then we'll crack on with the news, and then we'll get into the live chat as well at the end of the show for a big Q&A. Just to tell you the poll, currently, the poll is currently at 134 votes. Big up everyone who's voted here. Who would you rather? 68% of the live chat say Mazraoui, and 32% of the live chat say Aaron Wan Bissaka the Spider. So most people would rather see us get rid of one of our consistent right backs, Aaron Wan Bissaka, homegrown phenom, great defensive one-on-one beast. Let him go for peanuts to a rival Premier League club, and then sign this, Dutch friend, you know, Ten Hag's friend. So there you go, I don't know. But fair enough. Also, guys, do us a favour and smash that like button if you're just getting in the stream. We've got 96 legends watching, only 56 likes. You what? We can do better than that, my friends. Bacon Brigade, assemble! And hit that thumbs up button if you're just joining us. Also, please do give us a share around and get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're new to the channel. Also, nice one. Dante, what's going on, you legend? A legend has entered. How are you getting on as well, mate? Great to see you. How's it going there, lad? And the Vutinate, a couple of legends getting in here. Jason Jackson, well said, mate. Completely on it with you. I completely agree with you, lad. He says we need to focus on getting Ugarte and De Ligt and a starter left-back before selling out Wan Bissaka. Jason, can we bang you in charge of recruitment, please? You are talking sense, sir. I like it, mate. I completely agree. We shouldn't really be looking at a right-back right now, should we? You know, we need that like we need another arsehole, to be honest. We need to be looking for a left-back. And like you say, get Ugarte and De Ligt over the line as well. Those two players that we're working on there for key areas. I completely agree with what you're saying there, Jason Jackson, lad. Well said. Well said. Thank you, Nathan Rhodes. I appreciate you, Nathan. How are you getting on today, lad? Yeah, Mazraoui's injury prone. Not much an upgrade on Aaron Wan Bissaka. I don't think he is an upgrade on Wan Bissaka. That's just my personal opinion. He's an upgrade in some areas. He's an upgrade going forward. Is he an upgrade defensively? No. So, is he a true upgrade in all areas? No, I don't think so. I think he is good. He's got some plus points, some negatives. It's a no from me, Carol. Just not overly interested in him. Yeah, Love Rain says he's injury prone as well. Have picked up 5 injuries in a single season. So we're going to potentially let a pretty solid Spider go and get in another defensively frail, or certainly, if you're talking about injury proneness and stuff, frail player. Let's just have a little look at his stats very quickly, guys. Actually, very much interested in this very quickly here for the season's gone. So, if you look at the last season just gone, he's played 19 times in the Bundesliga there for Bayern, 3 assists. Champions League, 8 games. It's not a heck of a lot of games, is it? You look at the season before. In the league, he had 19 appearances. The season before that in the Eredivisie, 25 appearances for Ajax. Season before that, 19. Season before that, 13. This isn't a stalwart in the team, is it? He has got some defensive issues. You know what I will say, though? This is going to be a player who comes in and does a utility job for us as well. I think he's coming in to know that he's playing not as the first choice right back. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's probably what the case is going to be, because he is a very useful player. He can play in a lot of different positions. In fact, wow, I'm looking at his positions played map here on Transfer Market at the moment, and it's quite interesting because usually there's just a few positions on the pitch, but he's got almost every position on the pitch. So in his career, throughout his career, he's 26 years of age, but throughout his career, he's played 193 games at right back, 4 at centre back, 13 at defensive midfielder, 44 at central midfield, 10 at left back, 3 at left mid, 6 at right mid, and 9 at left wing. So, this is a versatile player. That's the difference, I guess, with him and, say, a Wan Bissaka, is that he's a very, very versatile player, and he can obviously play in a lot of different positions as and when you need him to. So that is going to be a benefit. He's a utility player. That's what I think we'll be signing here, as a utility player, not necessarily a player to come in and, yeah, exactly, Nacho. He's mid in defence. Exactly. Completely agree with you. The slab has a head like the Incredible Hulk and a third striker. Yeah, he plays buddy everywhere, mate. So that's it. You're getting somebody who can play everywhere, can do a job for you in all different positions, which is good. That is good. So that when you have an injury issue in a certain position, you've got a player to just come in and do a job for you, can hopefully get you a 6 out of 10. But it's not an awe-inspiring signing, this one. I'm not interested. Yeah, exactly there, T-Mill. Jack of all trades, master of how many? None, lad. We must stop buying players who get injured easily. He's another Marcy accident prone. Yeah, I don't like it. Don't like it. From what people have been telling me here, and just me looking at his statistics, because I've not done that yet. Just gone and had a look at what sort of appearances he's made season by season. Just done that now, and it does look a little bit like he's not exactly a player that's available all the time. Who knows? I haven't seen any updates yet on Euro and Højlund, so haven't seen anything from the club yet. If anybody has, let us know. Do correct us, but I haven't seen anything on it. What I'd say about that is obviously the Højlund injury didn't look as bad. He was like holding his thigh and he was walking off fine, and obviously they kind of just took him off, obviously because it's a friendly game and it's a precaution, and just to not try and further exacerbate any issue that he's got. But for Euro though, that didn't look too good, did it? That looked like that had the potential to be quite a lengthy injury. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's just something trivial, but let's just hope it's really not something terrible like an LCL or an ACL or just something fucking awful, because obviously he did have some sort of a knee injury. That would be terrible if our new 62 million euro signing, 18-year-old, was just to be injured for the whole season or something. That would be terrible. Not only would you have wasted a bit of investment there, but the serious potential is affected there as well. So like if you're out for a year when you're 18 in your progressive developmental years, that's going to have a real detriment to how you develop as a player, big time. Which would be awful, because will he ever reach that potential? Look at Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, I think, always had the potential to be a truly world-class left-back, but the injuries along the way have made him just a good left-back. That's kind of what I think there. Need De Ligt if Euro is bad. Yeah, 100%. Oh, Paul says Euro's out for 6 to 12 weeks, he heard. That would be an atrocious calamity. Could have been worse, though. Could have been worse. But that's awful, isn't it? You sign a player and then he gets bloody injured long term. Usman, yeah, it could be another Martial clone. Usman, no, Mazraoui's not a here we go yet, no. But basically, personal terms have been agreed anyway. Personal terms agreed there. We know that was the case, but obviously now it's on the clubs to get an agreement in place. They are still progressing with negotiations. So here's a report that says Nusayr Mazraoui and Man United were always keen to find an agreement since the deal with West Ham fell through. Personal terms never an issue. Mazraoui wants to join with immediate effect, but obviously Man United have to find an agreement as well there. So it's not happened yet, mate. No, not happened yet, mate. And obviously maybe it's dependent on us doing business as well elsewhere. Like, are we going to sign Mazraoui if we can't get Wan Bissaka sold? Don't know. I would imagine that they're still trying to get Wan Bissaka sold as well, to not just generate a bit of cash to pay for Mazraoui, but also to free up some space, free up some wages, etc. So you know, there's a bit of business being done there. Just to reiterate, I don't think we should sell Wan Bissaka. I think we should keep him, and I think we should go and sign the likes of De Ligt and Ugarte first of all to improve our squad, rather than going and get Mazraoui. I don't even really like the Mazraoui signing that much, guys. Let's ask the live chat to rate Mazraoui out of 10 as a signing for Manchester United. Get your votes in there. Out of 10, give us a vote. If we were to sign Mazraoui, how good of a signing do you think it would be? I think it's a 4 out of 10. You know, good utility player, 26 years of age. Obviously, Ten Hag's friend and everything, you know, but not an inspiring signing. Just a bit part squad player, Melt, who's coming in there to replace probably a slightly better defender, which I don't like. 7 says Nathan, 3 says Kevin, 3, 7, 4, 5, 3 out of 10 injury prone. Exactly, and if he's injury prone on top of that, what's the bloody point? We need robust players. Like, for Slabby Maguire's sins, for all of his you know, shortcomings, Slabby Maguire is a robust individual, you know. He's made of concrete, that man. He's an actual Easter Island slab. He can take the weather in, he can take the storms, and he just gets battered around, and he's a big old slab of a man, gets knocked on the cranium and keeps on rocking. That's the slab for you. Very rarely injured. Now, on the other hand, you've got a lot of injury-prone players like Luke Shaw at the football club, who's super injury-prone. Hopefully, Martinez isn't going to be injury-prone, but he was out a lot last season. You know, Malacia. Certainly, the left-back spot is super vulnerable, isn't it? If you're talking about the left-back spot, that's the position to strengthen here for the fullbacks. I know Mazraoui can play there, but it's not his first position. Get a left-back. Get a pig in left back. Never mind Mazraoui. Shelve that. Get a left back. That way we've got more options there. We've got too many injury prone players there. Luke Shaw and Malacia, they're both liable to get injured throughout the season multiple times, aren't they? Yeah, shite signing. Rather keep Wan Bissaka. Can't understand why he's leaving. Spot on, agree with you, Matty Smith there. Yep, give Mazzy a chance. Oh, I will, Ryan. If we end up signing him when we let Wan Bissaka go, of course I'll give him a chance. I'm just not overly keen on I just don't think it's a big important part of the squad this summer to improve. We've got other positions to improve of much more paramount importance, lad. Usman, stop chatting shit in the live chat there, Usman. Lad, you don't know. There's no way he's out for 7 months. He had a little twinge in his thigh and they took him off for a precaution. There's no way he's out for 7 months, mate. You're talking shite there, Usman, lad. Compost says Stephanie Bayern are keeping up Upamecano and Dyer. All is not well there. That's I guess there is a bit of a concern, right, when they're letting De Ligt go and De Ligt's coming to us and he's not getting in ahead of Dyer and he's not getting in ahead in the Netherlands team as well. You genuinely fancy your chances against any of our defenders 1v1 apart from Wan Bissaka? Get in there, Berber. Come on. I think you'd have a rude awakening against any of them, mate, even Slabby Maguire, to be honest with you, Ryan, lad. But, you know, I love your confidence, though. I love your confidence. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'd absolutely fucking batter them, lad. They are pretty shite. We need to keep the butcher fit as much as possible. Yeah, the leecher says bring it on. Exactly. He'd snap you, lad. Naraj says United should sign Miguel Gutierrez for left back option on loan deal. That's a good shout, Niraj. You know, left. So a loan deal is probably the most realistic possibility for us to bring in a left back. Actually, when you're looking at where we're signing players and how much money we're spending, 62 million on Euro, 30 odd million on Xerxes, whatever it was, and then obviously other players as well coming in. It's going to cost a lot of money. Will we be able to sign a top quality left back? No, we're probably going to end up getting another one in on loan, like we did last season with Sergio Reguilon, you know. Let's sign the Japan centre-back from Mönchengladbach. Oh, interesting. Oh, German friend. Right, guys, do us a favour if you're just getting in the stream and smash that like button on it. Give us a repost on social media as well. Links at the top of the live chat there. I'm going to shout out everybody who's given us a repost on Twitter in a few minutes' time. So big up everyone who does that. Helps spread the word of the show. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Get yourself subscribed to the show and have your say. And also click the bell icon for notifications. Right, let's just get into a Q&A for a bit then, guys. That's the latest news anyway. Big news, you know. Personal terms agreed, obviously, with Mazraoui. He wants to come to Manchester United. We're working on a deal with Bayern. Obviously, there's reports of Wan Bissaka to West Ham as well. That's being worked on at the minute, which I don't like. I don't agree with at all. And then there's also reports that, obviously, we're still trying to get that agreement in place with Matthijs de Ligt, but it's just dependent, perhaps, this is what's reported on Sky anyway, dependent on us maybe getting a player gone. But I'm not so convinced about that. I think we'll be getting de Ligt regardless. But we surely would be trying, if we can, to get rid of the likes of Lindelof or Maguire to have a period of change at the football club, you would think. Right, let's get stuck into the chat. Actually, before I do, I'm going to go click that link on to Twitter there and shout out all the legends here. So we've had 2 retweets, guys. Big up the 2 retweeters here, Jason Jackson and Kieran, you legends. Thank you so much, you legends, for sharing the show. Thank you so much, guys. Much love, you absolute dons. Okay then, right, guys, let's get stuck in. Old Trafford is finished, new ground incoming. I mean, is that news? What's going on? Is that news or is that just a question? I don't know. I mean, I think possibly it would be a sad day, wouldn't it, to see Old Trafford knocked down and, you know, a new one, or even just, I don't know, moving or whatever. It'd be fucking awful. But in another way, it'd be great, obviously. There's actual news. Wait, hang on a second, mate. Let me see if I can find this. Thank you, Berber, for letting us know. Have I missed this? I think I've missed this, guys. Let's have a look. Old Trafford. Let me just search this. Okay, right. Oh, yeah, Sky Sports. Man United reportedly looking to build a new 100,000-seater stadium rather than develop Old Trafford after the Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force initially concluded that a new stadium build would be a more transformative option than reworking the existing ground. Thank you, Berber, for letting us know about that, mate. From an hour ago, breaking news, yeah. Well, interesting. We're reportedly looking to build a new 100k stadium. Look, it's a sad, sad day when you've got to move on. This is our home. Old Trafford's our home and has been for many a year. Very, very, very much... you know, very sad. It would be a sad day. Of course it would. Yeah, it would be a sad day, that. But if it's for the benefit of the club long term, I think it'd be better for us. It's going to be harder to, like, retrofit and retrospectively improve Old Trafford to the state-of-the-art standard that you need it to be. It's better to just build something new. Something new. Ryan says slow sports news. Yeah, fair enough. Pretty slow on that one. I mean, I must admit, I haven't, you know, just had a quick look at the news this morning. It's quite early for me, this, guys. Last night it was streaming till late on the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, doing a cheeky little late night FIFA streaming till late. And didn't go to bed until ridiculously late, only had a few hours kip, and then got up and just sort of looked at the news about Mazraoui and stuff, and yeah, so I am slow today, mate. I am slow today. Got to move with the times, yeah. Okay, do you think we should keep or move from Old Trafford, guys? Or stay or move? Stay or move. That stadium we played in the other day, we need something like that. That was sick, actually, wasn't it? Yeah, that SoFi Stadium in Cali, lad. That was absolutely sick. Glazer's fault for the stadium move, unrepairable now. Yeah, there you go, you see. New Trafford. No sentimentality in football and life. Things move on. Yep, also be a sad day for English football if Old Trafford does go as it would have if Anfield had. Yep, fair one. You know, something iconic about it. But you need to move on, don't you, as a football club? Look at Spurs, right? So Spurs had that affinity, that long-term link with a very good stadium, White Hart Lane, you know, had a lot of atmosphere, was a good stadium, but they needed a bigger, better, more modern, state-of-the-art stadium. And, you know, you have to move. Yeah, look at this. Everybody's saying move. We need to move. Old Trafford is rotten. It is in a state of disrepair, mate. You know, look at those bloody torrential downpours last season when it was just a bit of rain. You know, it's terrible. All for the new stadium. It's what it's going to be rebranded to is what worries me. Oh, it'll probably be the Ineos Stadium, won't it? I don't know. Potentially. Or it could be like the Maxi Tampon Stadium, you know, the always fucking fanny flap menstrual pad stadium. Do you know what I mean? Basically, whoever the fuck's prepared to pay the most money, they'll name it. You know what I mean? They'll name it whatever. They would give a shit, mate. Whoever's prepared to pay the most money, whether it be Snapdragon or whoever, who knows? Not about control, low possession, long balls with Maguire and co. The long balls play from our box with a high line. The long balls will play from halfway. Yes, mate, and you could play a high line with better players instead of the slab who's too slow and can't get back after we've turned possession over. Good shout. Stay and build upwards, making it so noisy. Like that. Literally moving the stadium 100 yards. Chill, people. Nice one, Johnny. That roof leak last season was embarrassing. Old Trafford's a museum. That would be pretty cool. Love you too there, Keanu Steve. Love you too, lad. Okay, so, yeah, Disco Hobbit. What do you think about Ashworth's recruitment of Michael Appleton as the new loans monitoring manager? They had a close relationship at West Brom. Yeah, I mean, don't really know too much about that Disco Hobbit, this Michael Appleton fellow. Don't really know too much about it, to be honest with you. But I think in that, obviously, the changes should be afoot now at United. Now, obviously, Ashworth's come in. So, you know, just let him do what he thinks best, lad. Letting players go for peanuts. Yeah, you know it. Yep, life is progressive and not static. Yep, new stadium. Yep, good shout. They wanted to use old site for a smaller ground for other teams. Interesting. It'd be very interesting to see what happens with the current stadium. I think maybe they should try and keep it as, yeah, some sort of still a stadium to be used, perhaps, but also, you know, like, as a memoriam. They're not going to do that, though, with all that real estate, with that land. But just as a museum would be fucking awesome. That would be fucking awesome, man. Imagine if you could just take your mates down there, get 22 mates down there and just rent out Old Trafford and have a kickabout. That'd be absolutely sensational. Anyway, probably not going to happen. There you go. Appleton did well with Albion's younger players. Oh, yeah, Ulster's a West Brom fan, so he knows what he's on about. Yeah, nice. Oh, well, okay then, Appleton doing bits. That's good to hear. All right, guys, anyway, we're going to wrap up this video here. Just wanted to jump on, discuss the Mazraoui news, you know, Wan Bissaka, West Ham, Garth, and give you the latest update on De Ligt. That's basically the latest news, guys. We'll be back on later on with all the breaking stuff, if there is any. And obviously, we'll be back on tonight on the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube for a late night stream about 10:40 p.m. You think we'll sign 3 more players, but how long's a piece of string? Exactly, Olmo. We'll have to see. We are looking pretty decent, though, and convincing that we're probably going to sign, yeah. 2 injuries already pre-season. Shocking, I know. I don't know, Disco Dev. I think it's just one of those things. Bit of bad luck. I mean, Yoro's only just come in, so we can't really question the medical stuff in regards to that. I don't know. Mazraoui is good, Butters. Mazraoui is good, but is he better than Wan Bissaka? I don't think so, and I certainly don't think so defensively. You're late. Oh, superstar. Well, please watch it back, lad. Please watch it back. But we're going to finish the stream there. Oh, brilliant. Johnny, that was quick. T-shirt arrived. Oh, that was actually pretty quick to Ireland, lad. Usually when I've sent them to Ireland before, they take like 2 weeks or something. That's awesome, Johnny, lad. I hope it fits, mate. Big up yourself. That's awesome news, Johnny. Nice one. Thanks for letting us know, mate. Have a good one, Chris Bamo. Thank you, guys, superstar. Everyone, we're going to finish it there, but come back after this video's finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comments about Wan Bissaka, you know, Mazraoui, whatever. Get your thoughts in and have your say. Smash the like before you go. Let's get 100 likes. Also, hit the bell icon for notifications. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. And you have yourself a bloody good one, guys. Have a great day, guys. I'll be back on this afternoon or tonight or sometime with another update. Keep yourself locked. Stay classy, and remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.